So, I just want to start off by saying that a student with a disability and just special education students in general is kind of a touchy subject for some people. It's certainly taboo because people don't want to be overly rude when talking about special education, but they also don't want to be overly nice and like compensate for things. And I think that a lot of the times in the responses that I got, people were trying to be overly politically correct in order to kind of counteract the discrimination that children with special needs have gotten in the past. And so I think that that may have influenced the way they phrased some of their answers, but overall, I think I got a pretty solid idea of what people think of when they are asked the question, what is a student with a disability? Um, when I asked what people picture when they see a student with a disability, I got pretty much the same responses from everyone. Everyone pictures the low incidence disabilities, a student who's blind, a student who's deaf, a student who has a seeing eye dog, or like a student who's constantly in a wheelchair and they can't verbally speak or communicate. And that was a lot of times what people pictured, which is stereotypical and not surprising as a response at all. Something that I found interesting and I appreciated was one of the respondents mentioned the emotional behavioral disorder aspect of it, which could be emotional disturbances or anything of that nature. And a lot of times that aspect of special education can be overlooked. And so it impressed me that other people are aware of it as we are. And I also found that with the opinion questions, well, what do you think about integrating the students? What do you think about teaching, educating the teachers on more special education classes? I pretty much got the same response. Yeah, definitely integrate them. They need to be socialized. It's good for the non-disabled peers as well. And teachers should definitely get more training in special education. They should have to take more classes. But the reality is that a lot of times teachers aren't always going to have a child with special needs in their classroom. So I almost think that after time passes, they're going to lose their sensitivity training. So in my opinion, for a solution, I would offer that schools should every couple years offer a different, like appreciating the differences workshop and appreciating diversity, that's the word, like a diversity workshop and kind of sensitivity training on how they should treat all the students with different needs, especially the ones that struggle in class with learning and achieving. And I think that talking about a student with a disability is important for the foundations of education, because I think that everyone should be made aware of the different types of students that are out there, and that a student with a disability is not simply someone who is blind or deaf or in a wheelchair. A student with a disability can be anything. It can range from someone who has autism to ADHD to special anxiety, and there are students out there who are blind and deaf and who need help with that and Down syndrome. But I also think that it's important to recognize all of the other types of disability, and I hope that through these questions and through this video that people are made more aware of the truly special people that students with disabilities are.